Here is some Elden Ring Nightreign solo gameplay. So I've really been liking I, the character. I actually didn't expect to like this character so much, but yeah, he's really OP. Really great for the ranged fighting, as well as in a team, really effective for rezzing. And yeah, pretty crazy when you can get two bows going, one in each hand, because you can sort of get an infinite sort of amount of shots going. You know, it's only limited based on your stamina, and I don't see many people talking about that. So really cool use of the I character as we're grappling with this Elder Lion. Yep, getting a little bit distracted by the tree physics there, actually, as we're trying to do decent damage, but also just trying to survive, because yeah, the main skill that I think you appreciate when playing in solo is because the game is balanced for 3 players, and yeah, you've really got to approach it differently when you're playing it from a solo perspective, you know, because you still have to be very quick with your run and your routing, but you also have to manage these enemies in this particular way, and you know, when you don't have so much poise or health, that's quite challenging, as we don't do super great with the RNG right here, but that's okay, because you know, you're not always going to have the best runs, but it's still really important to try and find a way to make the run work. And you know, this is Darksouls, we're always getting better, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. So with these trees here, they boost rune acquisition. I think it's for a minute, so not the longest time, but you know, maybe long enough to help you out, potentially sometime if the circle's closing or something like that. And yeah, I'm playing I a lot lately because I really want to get a relic to unlock a second charge for his character skill, because yeah, this marking skill is really fun, because you can also do it mid-air. So yeah, we're gonna have some great footage with that coming up in a few videos time, I'm sure. So we've got the poison boss, I believe, on this run, so we're in a poison area, trying to get a poison weapon, because the boss weaknesses are massive in this game. Usually if you have the correct element, you can stagger the boss, and it makes it significantly more manageable. So especially on a solo run, really important to pay attention to this, as we're having a little bit of trouble with the poison, but that's okay, because we can just shoot everything from a distance basically. And we managed to go pretty decent in the first day with leveling, as we're already up to 8. And we've got a decent amount of potions, so the RNG hasn't been the best with this run, but again, you know, we're just learning which camps to prioritize, and you know, different ways to manage your relics and your passives, and also just surviving Dark Souls, you know, in a game that's meant for 3 as 1. So I'm not sure if we've missed something here, because most of the time here I haven't found a poison weapon, and yeah, we get absolutely shredded there. Classic Dark Souls moment there. Completely my mistake, poor judgment, got locked in a corner. And yeah, we actually got rezzed quite far away from where we were, so just enjoying the great jumping physics there, as we get a little bit more familiar with the poison physics. Incredible gameplay here, incredible game design, amazing stuff. So yeah, we could go for that. Yeah, these we don't want to get stuck in a weird location, because those enemies can do their rapid fire with the ballista and completely one-shot you, which is really devastating, has to be said. Thank you, Dark Souls. As we're just managing to get some fire damage on, because I believe one of our starting relics is to have fire damage for our initial bow, and I don't think we've gotten a better bow yet, so we are still on the first bow, and I believe it has not been leveled up. Or maybe it has, I don't know, I can't even see what color it is and I don't remember. Getting that damage off, amazing stuff. And we're still not sure what's happening here, because I thought these larger flowers were the boss, but I was incorrect, so that's quite a mistake from myself there actually, as the enemy's getting ready to set up the ballista, I believe. We're jumping down, going for one more shot, and then we almost get fucking one-shotted Dark Souls. Thank you, Dark Souls. So let's see, what do we get here? Yeah, not the best again, so now, of course, just looking for a grace nearby as we go for the character skill mid-air. Just incredible stuff there, incredible Dark Souls mechanic. Really love, you know, movement mechanics for like, yeah, air movement. That's just great. Incredible stuff. Big jump, going up here, still pretty dedicated towards trying to get a poison weapon, and I remember at the time I really wasn't sure where all the poison was coming from, but now I can see it's quite clear it's from the flower physics, poison flower physics, which is really frustrating on a solo run. As we get fucking one-shotted again. Oh my goodness. Yep, this is the brutality of Dark Souls, and it's at this point where I'm not getting better at the game, I'm getting better at life. Because I'm working on my patience. You know, and that's really what life is all about, isn't it? Balancing your ego with your patience. Incredible stuff. So we managed to dodge the flowers, magic there, get him down, got the knockdown, but we lost it. He's going for the ballista. He's going for the ballista. He almost fucking one-shotted us again. What a yes, C-bomb. Oh my goodness. Very frustrated. Still haven't gone up a level, but we're just gonna see what's our damage on this guy. Wasting our ult. Oh no, that was the L2. Okay, not a waste. Good judgment. Yep. So but here is a really key point, because it's really important to not get sort of distracted trying to beat an enemy that it's just not a good use of time, you know. So instead of wasting a few minutes potentially dying and maybe killing the enemy, you know, I can just do so much more by moving around, but then I also have to not move around too much, because that's also a really great way to waste time in Nightreign.
I don't know what else is good to kill. Right,
so yeah, we're just looking around for anything to try and get some souls, but already we've definitely wasted far too much time here on day 2. Did okay on day 1 to get to level 6 before the night boss, but yeah, day 2, level 9, you know, it's really not ideal, but let's see what we do with it. Really nice mechanics there with the character skill. Really love it. Amazing stuff. Just checking there, yeah, 43k to get up to the next level. And really doesn't look like we would get that, but who knows, maybe we can find some more loot, because yeah, that's the thing with these solo games, I kind of get distracted with, you know, am I trying to find somewhere good to go, or am I trying to beat an enemy that I shouldn't be beating, or, you know, did I just walk around too much and just take too long to go everywhere? So, luckily, getting out of the way of the sneaky dog attack there, is we're just going through these chests to see if we can get anything to help us. I think we really wanted to poison anything, but yeah, it just wasn't possible on this run, I think. But that's alright, let's see what we can do with it. So just going for some people call them trash enemies, I think I like to call them ads. You know, just some little ads. Just take out the ads. Lovely stuff. And I really like the map design, because it's not, you know, it's not as simple as just running from point A to point B, because, you know, there's often a lot of verticality or challenges, and you don't have the jumping springs everywhere. But it is great to become familiar with their location. It really helps. There's a classic Dark Souls moment there. Looking at something in a menu and just get completely fucking shredded. And we're quite confused because that skeleton is up here where he shouldn't be, but that's okay, because now we've got the pre-boss. So let's see, I think we're just trying to get a good shot with our ult, just to try and, you know, move things along quickly, so that there's no chance that the actual boss would spawn in and just absolutely Shrek us, as we managed to get the crit. Invulnerability, amazing stuff, thank you. Because that would have been quite a sticky thing to have happen, and we messed up the marking, because we're still getting familiar with the way to input it, because you actually have to steer it. If you're not steering it, it will, I believe, move in the direction that you're moving or facing. I'm still not completely clear on that though. Yeah, big swing. No ding, buddy. No ding. No ding. Amazing stuff. Going for the mark. Get a shot in. Didn't take any hits. Just got staggered by that wind whirl thing. Storm calling whirl. Whatever. It's storm calling storm. And yep, taking him out pretty decent. And you know, we're only level 9, and you know, we're doing okay because I is great. You know, these fast shots.
What can you do against a bow and arrow?
Yeah, these fast shots, man. Bow and arrow, like pressing R1. Really incredible stuff. Oh, yep, the commander. Classic. Easy. Very familiar with this fellow. Let's see how we do. So we've still only got one bow on this run.
Okay, no, he's got some friends.
Oh, not a great way to do that. Yeah, that really wasn't ideal, but that's alright. That's Wind and Grace, and we'll get that back when we get past this boss, so nothing really lost there, as we're misjudging the spacing there, but we managed to dodge out of the way. Still got our mark active, but yeah, so now we would want to, but I think we want to try and set it up a little bit more. Oh, commander's over there giving some war cries of encouragement. You know, everyone needs some moral support when they're engaging with the Darksouls. So completely understand his reasoning there. So yeah, we want to try and line them up. And my goodness, that's a big attack. Really nice dodging there. Amazing stuff. And we actually just got rid of him without using the ult, so not the worst thing, but let's see if we're able to line it up here. So here we are, he's right there, yeah, so I thought we might try and line it up with the commander in the back, but that's okay, just good to get him out of the way, as we mark him up straight away, and we managed to dodge the attack. Amazing stuff. And he is swinging his thing around, being a little bit of a Beyblade, but I'm not sure he's aware that I'm quite far away, just, you know, assaulting him with arrows as we manage to dodge the attack, get the mark off. Super stylish stuff there. Amazing stuff there, amazing moves. Incredible stuff. As he's going for it again because he thinks it's going to work, but got news for him, ladies and gentlemen. This is not our first rodeo, and we're quite proficient at dodging in Dark Souls, to be honest. He's going for third time's a charm. Will it be? No, it won't. No, it will not, as he does not manage to get me coming off with the poke, and incredible stuff here. Amazing gameplay. He goes for a fourth time, and it's at this point that, you know, he should just basically excuse himself from the game and just walk out in shame. You know, as he takes the stagger and he gets down, and we just don't even care about it. We mark him up again. Get out of the way of that. No thank you. No thank you, sir. Getting out of the way of that also. Just straight back on the offensive. That's what happens when you play I, you know, you just R1 and you're gonna win. R1 to win. Incredible stuff. Thank you, Dark Souls. Amazing stuff. Amazing dodging. Great mark. Really nice character. Really nice playstyle. Amazing stuff. Very squishy. Very squishy there. It's a two-shot attack. That's okay, because we've still got enough potions, and he's going for it again. Oh yes, different attack, big damage. My goodness. What are we going to do about it? What have we got? Are we going to use the ult? We do not even use the ult. Save it for the next boss. And we're flexing a little bit. That's okay. Happens occasionally, that's alright. So, would be nice to get the, you know, the Flame of Frenzy or the Stamina. That's a great drop, but of course we're going for the Wind and Grace. Completely makes sense. So we managed to get up to level 11, which is definitely not the best for a solo run on day 3, but you know, what can you do? We're here learning, and we managed to level up our bow, which is just really nice. And so it's at this point where, you know, it's quite an interesting location here, so I'm just thinking about thumbnails, you know, like what's a great look for a thumbnail, and you know, of course, like aura farming like this, you know, it's an important part of engaging with things, you know, so you know, I think it's just what it's just what has to happen in Dark Souls. You know, this is fine, this is okay. It's all normal behavior for adults to engage in because the world's crazy and this is just how Dark Souls works, isn't it? So, yep, farm it up, get that aura. It's not all about runes, you know. Maybe sometime I can get a passive to boost aura farming acquisition. So, incredible stuff there. So, here we go with Adel. Adel here. Rolling in the deep. Adel, Baron of the Night. My goodness, big hits there. Really, really, really big hits, and we actually haven't managed to do any damage yet as we roll straight through the mouth. Straight through the mouth roll. Should have gone for a mark before getting that off, but oh well. Beggars cannot be choosers, and I am poor as shit. As this is definitely our first time with Adel, so we're learning Adel's movesets. You know, she's got quite a large mouth, quite a lot of teeth, quite a lot of teeth in that kiss that she's trying to give us as we take the hit. Really, really not a great way to start the run here, but we're learning, and my goodness, that is fucking terrifying. Absolutely intimidating. Oh my goodness, and we somehow managed to sidestep the AoE. Just really, really incredible stuff. Oh my goodness. You got us. Adel. Oh my goodness, you got us. You got us, Adel. Oh, my blood is lost. Adel. Roll me in the deep. Roll, Lion Eye. Roll away in the deep. Oh my goodness, incredible stuff. Incredible roll. Are we going to answer it with a mark? No, we've got the poison. Got the poison out. We've done fuck all damage. Used 3 potions, but we're learning. You know, we've learned the boss. We've learned the damage. We're just learning about life and what it takes to be a Dark Soul in the never-ending reign of night. So incredible stuff, Dark Souls. Really, really nice dodge there. Managing to get around the grab. Really important there to just run to the side because most Dark Souls enemies can't really run to the side that well, except for us. So quite a big advantage there as we take a really, really big hit there. Massive double hits that we potentially could have dodged, but also probably not, you know, nobody knows. Sometimes you just can't dodge in Dark Souls. And we're getting quite frustrated with this boss currently. Yep, and we really felt that was quite unfair, Dark Souls, to be honest. So we're just trying to get a little bit of space to do anything that isn't, you know, just getting shredded, you know, because we haven't really done any damage, but we've taken plenty of damage. Too much damage, I would say, actually. So we're going for some ranged damage, but it does not look good, I have to be honest with you. It's not looking great right now, like learning a boss like this and taking so much damage so far. As we take some more damage, just fumbling quite hard here, unfortunately, but that's right, it happens in solo. There's no one else to like depend on as we go for the mark there. Really, really nice way to get through the grab. Oh, he's biting, but we're dodging. Great stuff, going for the legs. Oh, big yell, get out of the way of that. My goodness. Here he comes. Oh my goodness, great work, great mark. Great work, get to the side. Really, really nice. So we've managed to do a little bit more damage here, but not as much as we need. And dodging the attacks, really, really nice dodges. Okay. Okay, buddy, okay. Okay, you done? You done? Oh, you're not done, What's happening? What is this? This is new. Why are you doing that? Ow. My god. This is really brutal. As we managed to knock him out of the air. Fuck you, buddy. Incredible stuff, Dark Souls. Thank you. Rolling out of the way. Amazing. Amazing foresight on my part. Truly incredible to rewatch and learn from. As we managed to just walk to the side again. Not doing any damage. Just trying to set up the mark, which is not ideal because we really need to be prioritizing damage right here. So we're going for some poison attacks, anything to get us stagger as we get fucking tapped again. Oh my goodness. So brutal. And that's our final Winding Grace, I do believe. Running to the side. Amazing stuff. Trying to poison. Anything. Why is he yelling? My god, that hurts. Stop it. Please make it stop. Please. Oh my goodness, big freeze, Dark Souls, thank you. Oh my goodness. Big bite, what's happening? We're dodging, what's happening? Very confused currently. Managed to get the mark off again and he just fucking smashes us. And now he's doing AoEs and yes, lots of damage. Really quite embarrassing to take so much damage. And he is just going absolutely insane. What is even happening in the distance? Nobody knows. Nobody understands because there's really not enough time to take in any information. It's just pure chaos. Pure chaos is where dodging the lightning from the ground, dodging, and we just dodged too early. But pretty decent run for learning. Wasn't the best run, wasn't the best RNG, and we made a lot of mistakes. But we're getting better. We're learning, and Nightreign is teaching. So thank you, Dark Souls.